God, how spectacular is that? Okay.
Let's go to the burbs.
All right, let's do it.
We were anxious to get away from the flatlands and get into the mountains of Alberta today. Today's route would take us from Lethbridge, Alberta to Hinton, Alberta, 420 miles. Before I get too deep into this episode, in order to be fair, I just want to point out that yesterday our Cardo intercoms connected and we never had another connection issue again. But the Cardo batteries would peter out within the last couple of hours each day. My suspicion is because Kevin and I never keep our mouths shut for more than 30 seconds at a time, with all the arguing, insults, and singing, it wears the battery down faster. But this video series isn't about helmet intercoms, so that's enough of that for now. In 2015, we both rode through Banff and Jasper National Parks from north to south. So we thought on this trip we'd ride through the parks again from south to north. So we detoured to the west a little ways from what would be the most direct route to the Dempster Highway, just to get a different perspective of what we both think of as one of the most scenic rides in North America.
Hello. Do you take a card?
Yeah.
Okay. Just both.
For the day?
Yeah, we're just passing through.
Where are you headed?
I'm sorry?
Where are you going?
We're going to Hinton.
Okay, so just $21 then.
Okay. God, how spectacular is that?
All of the snow and frozen lakes in Banff and Jasper reminded us of one very critical thing that could have a major effect on this trip that Kevin and I have been keeping an eye on for weeks, well before this trip even started. There are two ferries at the Peel and Mackenzie Rivers on the Dempster Highway. In order to get to Tuck on the Arctic Ocean, you must cross both rivers. There are no bridges, and the only way to get to Tuck in the spring and summer is by these ferries. As it stands right now, the Peel River Ferry is closed due to flooding and ice dams. From what we've been told, the ferries have never opened later than June 10th. If both ferries don't open, we can't get to the Arctic Ocean. That evening in Hinton, while we were eating dinner, Kevin and I looked out the window and noticed a group of BMW riders who were staying at a hotel nearby gathered around the Africa Twin admiring it. They never once looked at my V-Strom. You fellow V-Strom riders know what I'm talking about. No respect. But the V's just keep on quietly and reliably rolling down the road. But I've got to admit, though, my Africa Twin is pretty impressive. Today's ride from Hinton, Alberta to Dawson Creek, British Columbia would be 287 miles. Kevin loves Walmart stores. We'd already stopped at a Walmart somewhere in Wyoming on day one, and as I was riding behind him this morning, I could see him eyeballing this one in Hinton. But to my surprise, he didn't pull in. I figured he must have some other plan for the near future. But he did have a pretty important reason for stopping at Walmart on day one. He needed a pair of suspenders to hold up his riding pants, or as they call them on the other side of the pond, braces. But he said they didn't have any. I was surprised that Walmart didn't have suspenders. So I asked him, "Did you ask where the suspenders were, or did you ask where the braces were?" Because if you ask for braces at a Walmart in the US, they'd probably send you to the nearest dentist's office. When we checked the app this morning that gives us up-to-date information on the Dalton Highway ferries, as we have been doing for the last several days, it said that the Peel River Ferry was still closed, but the Mackenzie River Ferry was still open.
Yeah, they're grizzlies. Whoa!
Yeah, they're eating something. They're eating roadkill. They're eating roadkill. Right. They're running off now.
There he is, yeah. That's a wolf.
Here. Pretty fresh. Look at the drag marks where he dragged it down.
I was talking to that guy that was on that bike.
Where's he going? So, I reckon we'll be seeing more him.
He's on his way to Tuck also. He'll be about a day or two behind us though.
What? Snack bar?
No, I'm good. Thanks. I bought some chips, so next stop I'll eat chips.
Crisps?
Or crisps.
You bought crisps?
Crisps.
It was. I didn't see
But-
McDonald's in there.
But we're in the land where you call them chips.
Why do you know what they call them in Canada? You didn't know there's no rats in Canada. So.
I was trying to think of something witty to say, but nothing would come out.
I don't know why, but I keep losing these arguments.
Crisps.
You're writing checks here. You can't cash. You ready, Karen? You're stuffing your face again. Every time I look at you, you're stuffing your face. You got a
That's Rick, the guy we were talking about a few minutes ago. We met back up with him in Dawson Creek later in the day.
Are you your shot nav there? Your GPS? Okay, is it on? Let me see. I'll stick on a.
That should take us right to the address that it's on.
Yeah, I'm thinking if I can go to Walmart on the way before we go to the hotel.
So there was a plan. That's why we didn't stop at the Walmart in Hinton this morning.
So basically, we're going to the hotel via Walmart. That's okay?
Walmart it is. I think this is look for suspenders.
Oh, we'll have a look and see if they have it. You asshole.
I want you to have suspenders.
Terry, quit being an asshole. It suits you, but quit it.
I want you to have those ones that look like tape measures. Yeah, true. You sure like your Walmarts, don't you? If you, yeah, you know they say here, if you can't get it at Walmart, you don't need it. That's what they say. I thought maybe you went in there and applied for a job.
With every day that went by in Canada, we started noticing a pattern. Every Canadian we spoke with when discussing the weather said the same thing about the arrival of spring.
It's a late spring everywhere. We live in BC, and would you be a month behind?
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Well, our snow, and like we're on the Rocky Mountain Trench, none of it's melted yet. It's 100% of the snowpack is still there.
Over the last week or so, the weather forecast for the days we would be riding the Dempster was typical early spring weather, low to mid 40s, and we had expected that and planned for it. But when we checked the forecast for the Dempster again today, it was beginning to look bleak. They were now calling for an 80 to 90% chance of snow, with temperatures in the low to mid 30s on the day we would begin our ride to the Arctic Ocean on the Dempster Highway. But we were going to continue to push north, hoping things would improve as we get closer.
Oh, he's got his chicken drumsticks on and all the Jasper. I gotta check this.
Oh, man.